Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. So today I have an older release, one that has evaded me for a very long time. This is the MS-06D Zaku Desert Type version anime from the MSV line. This is not a Desert Zaku, that's the mobile suit from Double Zeta Gundam. This is the Zaku Desert Type. So the Zaku Desert Type was actually one of the figures that got me back into Robot Spirits. I collected the line when it first came out, when it had a bunch of Gundam 00 and Turne Gundam and Gundam X figures, and I dropped the line after a while. But when I saw that they made a Zaku Desert Type, I thought, holy crap, that's cool, and I really wanted it. Oddly enough, this was the figure that has evaded me the most, and I haven't had it until now. Somebody I know named Nick decided to sell his for a really great price, so I went ahead and picked it up. So thank you, Nick. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do this review, because as a lot of you probably know, the Zaku Desert Type has an outrageous secondhand market price. Nick also has a YouTube channel, Geeks. I'll link down below. So they do some pretty cool reviews and stuff. So check him out, give him a subscribe, and support him, because he's definitely supported me by letting me have this awesome figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Now I've done a Zaku Desert Type review before, of course, which it'll probably be linked down below, but I do still want to do a full review on this one just because it's been a while. So firstly here we can check out the head articulation. It does do a full spin around. Just like other Zaku figures, you do have the head sculpt, or the head Vulcans sculpted in here. Not a lot of Zakus have head Vulcans. And then you have the moving mono eye. You do not get a replacement antenna for this head type, so be mindful of that. You do have some, the shoulder joints will come out quite a bit. You do have a little bit of chest flex there, some downward movement, and the backpack is one static piece. You do have a hardpoint here as well as bazooka storage. Hardpoints on either skirt armor, which are hinged. You have ball jointed front skirt armor. Arms have good articulation here. The shoulder armor apparently pops right off. Let me see if I can get this sucker back in here. I think I did it. There we go. So you have a rotating bicep here. It gets kind of confusing because, as you saw, this rotates. You have the elbow joint here, which does pretty good, and then this moves kind of on its own as well, and it'll rotate down here. So it'll get kind of confusing in the elbows there sometimes when you're posing. Hands are ball jointed, nothing too fancy. The shield, and as you saw, the ball joint in here, these are both jointed. The shield can come all the way around, has a hard point. Nice articulation there. The legs, looks like they can go about that far without messing with the skirt armor, or maybe they'll just completely fall off. So as you saw there, you can kind of get, I guess not quite. You can almost get a rotation out of it, but this armor goes up a little bit too far. You do have some nice knee articulation there, and you have foot articulation. You have a little bit of, I guess I'll just show it on this foot, a little bit of toe articulation there. Hard points down here on the feet. You have hard points down here on the legs. And yeah, it's got a good color scheme. You have the green arms and knees, and then the tan and black for everything else. So I really like the figure. It looks really nice. I actually prefer this color scheme, even with the red pipes here and stuff. So let's take a look at what you get in the set. So the Zaku Desert type firstly comes with the standard assortment of hands, the same 4 that come with most version anime figures. It also comes with the replacement head, that is the dual antenna type, with a moving mono eye, just like the standard head on it. You want to be really careful with it, of course, because the antennas are extremely fragile. You do have replacement antennas up here, but you don't want to go around breaking your figure. You do have these little arm shields. You get 2 of them, and they're going to plug into the arms here. If I can get one on there. Maybe. There we go. So you can plug them into either arm. They also come with these cool pieces. So these are 3-tube missile launchers. I think these are the same launchers that are on the Zaku 2's leg missiles. And they have these cool little exhaust vents there. These actually plug into the shield piece. They just snap right in. They're kind of hard to remove, so I'm not going to snap it in there, but it plugs right in. You also get these little 2-tube missile launchers. Now these can be a handheld weapon, so they can be held like this, or you can actually put them, let me see here, you actually put it right like that, and then it can be held in that fashion. And then this little connector here can actually rotate around and orient however you want. So like you can make it where it's a little bit lower, or rotate it outwards so that it's further out, however you want to do it. But so these are little cool pieces. You also get, let me see here, these are the grenade racks. So you get 2 of those little missile launchers, you get 2 of these as well. These are little hand grenade racks. You get 2 little teeny tiny hand grenades with it. Pretty cool, don't lose them. And then finally here, you get a heavily modified 120mm machine gun with a hinged stock, a hinged front handle, and a removable drum magazine, just like a normal Zaku machine gun. The drum mag has the hard point right here, where you can store it wherever you want, which is pretty cool. You can do weird stuff like that, or store it on its leg. It doesn't matter, it can go anywhere you want. So it's pretty cool. The only problem with the Desert Zaku, which was the same complaint I had with the Caracal colors, you get no effect parts. It's a P-Bandai exclusive, so it's already really pricey, and you get absolutely no effect parts with it, which is unfortunate. But for what you do get, it's all really solid stuff. Despite having just a different head and different color scheme, both these Zaku Desert types look pretty different from each other. I'm really glad to have both figures. Again, the Zaku Desert type standard version typically had the single antenna, and then the Caracal core had the dual antennas for the most part. But you'll see they have a much different head type, of course. The bodies are the same, it's just the coloring that's different. The Caracal version has a little bit more detail, like around the bottom of the legs and the spikes here. But otherwise, of course, they're identical figures. But I wanted to show both of them together. Before I finish off this review, I once again wanted to give a shout out to Nick for offering this figure up for sale and letting me buy it. I really appreciate it. Again, check out his channel, Pack of Geeks. They do some really awesome reviews, so give them a follow. And I think everybody knows what I'm going to say about the Zaku Desert type. I really, really like it. It has a lot of options with it. you know, the one drawback I think to it is that it just doesn't have any effect parts. But unfortunately, that's a trend with these MSV P Bandai releases. And if you can find it for a great price like I did, absolutely pick it up. I'm trying to spin this thing slowly so it doesn't like send his grenade flying, because that thing is just barely placed in his hand. You know, I picked this up for about 90 bucks. For those of you who have looked at buying this recently, you know it's 130, 140 plus, sometimes even more. So if you can find it for a great price, pick it up. I mean, I was honestly about to cave and pick it up for much more than what I paid, but I'm glad I did what I did. And I'll see you next time. I actually have another cool review coming down the pipeline, so I'll get that one finalized. And thank you all for your support. Again, thank you, Nick, and I'll see y'all on my next review.